Hello everyone, this is Jim North with the ZNA Potomac Koi Club. It's been a really long cold winter, but spring is finally here, and today we've come to visit Doug and Renee Silver's house. And what we're here to see is their beautiful 11,000 gallon koi pond. Alright Doug, your pond is amazingly beautiful, although it's a little green, but it is springtime, so I guess we can forgive you for that, huh?
I just took the winter cover off the other day.
All right.
And I let it go green for the winter time and only keep one of the filtration systems on through the winter.
Okay. And what do you keep on it over the winter?
I've got basically a roof that I created out of roofing trusses and polycarbonate panels.
Nice.
And it keeps the snow off, and it acts like a greenhouse. And so I basically keep the water temperature between 55 and 60 degrees all winter long.
Nice. That's nice. How long have you been doing that?
For about the last 4 years, since we had that 24-inch snowfall one year.
Now, about what year did you build this pond?
This was built in 2014.
Nice. This is your second pond?
Third,
okay.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a little bit more later. Let's go over the particulars of this pond. What can you point out for us?
well, up at the top is kind of my wife's observation deck. She's got a large umbrella up there, and she likes to sit up top there in her lounge chair and feed the fish and look down on them from above.
Very nice.
Right out in front, we got a 36-inch waterfall.
Right.
And behind and around the waterfall, we've done a rock tile, and then I ran travertine marble coping all the way around the pond, basically to finish it off. And the pond is built out of 10-inch thick poured concrete walls.
Very nice. So obviously we're going to talk about the filtration here shortly. Can you give us just a quick rundown of the filters that we're going to be looking at today?
Okay. The skimmer, or the waterfall filter, is sitting in the back over there, and we get 36-inch waterfall. It comes across, it goes through the skimmer box here, which is a filtration skimmer box.
Okay.
Goes through some brushes and some Metalamat, and then it runs back over to the filters.
So that's your skimmer right here.
Yeah, there's the skimmer right here.
That lift up. Yep. Take a look there. All right. Hey, look at that frog in there.
Yeah, we got a frog already.
I wonder how long he's been in there.
Since today. But I had two others in the Zachy Sieve.
Well, it's nice to see that they made it through winter.
Oh yeah, several frogs have made it through winter and have gotten past my cat. So.
Well, that is fantastic. All right, Doug, I know we can't see them, but I'm pretty sure there's some bottom drains down here somewhere.
Yes, I sloped the entire pond bottom down to one bottom drain with 4-inch plumbing. And then I've got 3 adductor jets in the sides and a Venturi return there. So I get radial flow in the pond. So everything flows around and goes down to the bottom drain and goes over to the secondary filtration system.
So basically it just kind of flows around like a toilet bowl?
Yes.
Good, that's the way a good koi pond works. All right, let's go take a look at some filters. All right, Doug, I see a secret hatch right here. Why don't you tell us what this is?
This is where all my plumbing comes through here, and I've got all my shut-off valves in here, and then this is where also the plumbing changes from straight out drains back into the woods to transferring the plumbing to the filtration system.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
that is a monster valve. Look at that.
There's another one up here in the front. That's my 4-inch line coming from the bottom drain. and it runs straight out to drain, and it also takes a turn here and goes to the Challenger filter. And then
so you got a sump pump down there.
Right, keep the water out.
But you don't want to have any problems with that, huh?
No. And I keep a light in here, keep it warmed in the winter time. It's insulated.
Very nice.
And, all the smaller plumbing is the stuff that goes to the returns, and that's all going from 3-inch pipe down to 2-inch, then down to 1.5-inch pipe as it comes to the returns, down to 3/4-inch ejector jets. So
very nice. Very cool. All right. Well, here we are. Clearly, this is the heart of the system right here. All your filtration. Why don't we go over this?
The Waterfall Return is up here, and it comes down across back through the skimmer filter, which is coming around through the Sequence 7800 pump.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Then through the Aquadyne 4.4 bead filter. Then it goes back out, and it goes through a twin pair of 115 watt UV light bulbs,
which aren't working very well.
Well, we got 2 sets, so there'd be 4 bulbs.
Right.
And I've got one that I've got some O-ring problems in right now, so for the time being it's not mounted up here. And I've got it turned off because I like to keep that green water for just a little bit longer.
Just a little bit longer, huh? Now, is that a show koi secret right there?
Yeah,
you're letting us know? Okay. All right. Okay. Everybody take note of that, or don't.
The bottom drain comes up through here.
Okay.
It goes into the Zachy Sieve.
Well, let's take a look at this. Now, why don't you tell us about this a little bit?
This is Zach's biggest Zachy Sieve. And it's the only one that'll handle 10,000 gallons of water an hour. Alright, so once our water goes through the sieve, it's going back through another Sequence 7800 pump.
2 of them. Look at those.
And then it's going to run through the Challenger 100 bead filter.
Right. Now, both of your bead filters do they just have normal beads in them, or do any of them have, anything other than beads?
I actually changed all the beads out of them.
Ah, so you don't have beads in them?
No, and I went with the same material for. God, I wish my mind's going blank. What's the little micro? Those little ones.
K1?
K1, that's it.
All right, so they are filled with K1.
They're all filled with K1 filtration.
Nice. Nice, and you don't have. Now, how often? How often do you have to clean these bad boys?
I back flush them between. In the wintertime, I used to keep this unit running all winter long. Okay. And I back flush it probably once every 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
In the summertime, I'll back flush this thing every week.
Every week.
Including drain the sieve out probably twice a week.
Now, do you cover any of this up in the winter to keep it?
I've actually got heat tape on it.
Oh, you got, okay.
And I just plug it in.
Oh, yes.
And it keeps everything at about 50 degrees all winter long.
Very nice. Very nice.
I keep the water moving, and this whole system stays active. The waterfall system I take offline, drain everything out
for obvious reasons.
For the winter.
Right.
One, I don't want to super chill my fish, and 2, with the winter cover I've got kind of blocks the waterfall. So it's just best to just take it offline.
All right.
Out of the system.
Very cool. That probably is about it for the filtration.
Yeah.
Why don't we maybe see if we can take a look at a couple of your fish? All right. So unfortunately, because of the because we're just coming out of winter and the water's still green, we'll only be able to throw some food in here to see these guys. Let's see what we can do. Now, Doug, you actively show your fish, is that correct?
Yes, I do.
So most of these are probably show quality, although I bet there's also some pets in here, aren't there?
There's a few pets. There's a couple that are just going to be here forever because they're my wife's pets. And other than that, I've got several show quality koi in here.
Very nice.
And anything that doesn't make the cut this year, I'll be thinning out. So.
You hear that, guys? You better win at the show this year. The show, of course, I'm referring to is the ZNA Potomac show that is the weekend after Labor Day.
Yep.
At Meadow Lark Botanical Gardens. We'll see you there. Oh, look at them. They've all decided to swim on to different places.
Well, they usually get fed up here at the top.
Ah.
So,
well, why don't we move on up there?
you want to stand right there on the side of the pond there. I stand up on the coping a lot. This is their favorite place to eat, right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that looks like that's a pretty good sized chagua in there.
Yep. She's every bit of 35 inches.
Very nice.
Coach of a go right there.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice donkey that's got Gucci Benny on it that just went back down.
Very nice, Doug. Very nice. I'm looking forward to seeing them at the show. All right, Doug. We made it to the interview portion. It's your pond is lovely, even though it's green.
Thank you.
The fish look super healthy, and clearly the rest of us are going to have to step up our game this year if we want to beat some of your fish at the show. They're looking ready to show already, and it's not even close to most of the time.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell us, how did you get here? You said this was your third pond. Why don't you tell us about your first pond a little bit?
Yeah, I built my first pond for a snapping turtle.
For a snapping turtle?
For a snapping turtle, yeah. My granddaughter and my wife came home one day with a snapping turtle that would fit in like a tablespoon.
Now, when I think koi, I don't think snapping turtle at all. I mean, that is not what comes to mind at all when I think about koi.
Well, the girls decided they had to rescue this little baby fresh hatchling, and it's in an aquarium in the house for a few months through the winter.
Right.
And then it was so big I had to build a spot for it outside. So I built the first pond for the snapping turtle. About a month after I built the pond, the snapping turtle decided it was going to do what it wanted to do, and it left.
Well, the snapping turtles tend to do that.
Yeah. So, it was a wild creature, and it decided it was heading out.
All right.
It took off. And my wife Renee, she decided she always wanted to have a fish pond. So she went up to the local home and garden place and she bought a few $40 koi, about 8 inches long. And she came back and put them in the pond.
Okay.
And within 24 hours, one had jumped out and killed itself. The other was eaten by a raccoon. And I think a blue heron got the other one. So they're all gone. Okay. All I was left with a skeleton on the patio.
That's the expensive lesson that most of us learn, I think.
But that did not sway her at all. She went back up and bought 3 more.
That sounds like Renee.
And they all died in a week. So then she went back and she went to Vienna Aquarium and talked to Chris, and she bought 3 for $100 or something from Chris. Little package deal he was offering.
Starting to get nicer ones too. Huh?
Yeah, and they were a little nicer. As a matter of fact, I still have one of those from Chris.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a really beautiful kajaku, and
it made it through the all-you-can-eat raccoon buffet.
You know, and it was a diamond in the rough. You know,
nice.
He actually put up with a lot of grief.
Yes.
You know, very hardy koi. I'll give him that. And it soon dawned on me that if I was going to keep any of these koi alive, I had to learn how to take care of them.
Right.
So I went down and talked to Chris a little bit about how I needed to do to keep track of them. He told me to join the local koi club. Which was ZNA Potomac.
Oh, interesting.
So, you know, we quickly started showing up at koi club meetings and started to learn what we were doing wrong.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it was a big shock to me that I had to put filtration on a pond.
Crazy, isn't it?
Not just a waterfall, but
just natural?
real filtration.
Wow.
You know, so, you know, things progressed, and my wife quickly, because she liked to buy koi, and she likes to see little shiny colors and stuff, so she quickly had about 18 koi in this little 200-gallon pond.
Right. Nice.
So it became evident that I had to dig another pond.
I bet it did.
So the next pond I did about a 4,000-gallon pond on the other side of the patio in our old house.
It's over in Fairfax.
All right. And I hooked up a bead filter with a decent pump. I didn't have a bottom drain, I had a suction drain, and hooked up, I made my own trickle filter system from scratch, which I still have today. It's on a quarantine tank in the garage. And we put together a few other things and bought a nice UV light and started taking care of the water. And the koi started growing.
Right?
Yeah, you know, we started feeding them decent.
Wow.
Started taking care of the water. The fish started growing. And before you know it, my wife had almost 60 fish in that 4,000-gallon pond.
I think that was about the time I saw the pond.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, there were a lot of fish in there.
Yeah, there was, you know, so, and it was pushing me to update and upgrade the filtration all the time, because the more fish you put in there, the more filtration I had to put in, because the harder it was to keep the water right. So, and right about 2013, we started looking for a new house.
Right.
I lost both our mothers at that time and wanted to go single level living. And we found this lot and built this property here. And that's when I built this pond.
Very nice. Very nice.
I really wanted to do this once and not have to do a whole lot of upgrading to the plumbing, the filtration. So I kind of planned it out for a little while, thought about it, and this is what I came up with that worked best for me.
Very nice. So, now, has it, have you had to do any modifications?
I put a secondary UV light in. I upgraded to the 4.4 Aquadyne that we have now. I had a little smaller one there before. Other than that, oh, and I put the Zachy Sieve. I bought that when I moved over here. Other than that, the only other thing I had to do was make my shut-off valve pit over here. I had to redo that because that went south on me one year.
Now
and I do a filter. I do a vegetation filter during the summertime.
Right. Cool. And you're probably seeing some pictures of that right now in this video.
You will be seeing some pictures of that.
So tell me though, you know, the old adage is you hear around koi keeping circles that bigger ponds are a lot easier to keep than smaller ponds. So you've had small ponds, medium ponds, and big ponds. Which one's easiest? Not the least expensive, but easiest.
Between my 4,000-gallon pond and this one, there's pluses and minuses. You know, I've got this one down to where it's fairly simple to maintain and to backflush. You know, it's about turning knobs.
Right.
For the most part. The one thing that hurts a little bit is when I do a water change, it's like 5,000 gallons.
Well, that's always a problem.
So,
well, at least you're on well water out here.
No, I'm on city water.
You're on city water.
I'm on city water.
You have to pay for those 5,000.
Right, I got to pay for the 5,000.
That hurts.
Yeah.
That hurts.
So like I said, and right now I'm probably going to be doing 2 5,000-gallon water changes, and the next one will be this week and one will be next week. Just or the week after and the week after that.
Sure.
So.
It's that time of the season now. Are you doing anything special? Are you going to salt the pond up, add some koi zyme or something? You do anything like that?
I'll put in koi zyme. I quit adding salts when I went from a 4,000 gallon pond to a 11,000 gallon pond. I stopped adding salt.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the amount of bags of salt that I have to bring in here to take it to 0.6 is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's heavy too.
Yeah. And then it would also kill all my trees in the backyard.
Yeah, you don't want that. So, you've got some beautiful trees out there.
Right.
The backyard's very nice. So, normally, whenever I come over here, Renee's around. What's going on with Renee?
Renee, she got seriously sick last year, July 15th. Last year, she contracted botulism poisoning. And she's just not well enough to come out yet.
Right.
She spent the better part of 6 months in the hospital, and she's still struggling to get her strength back at this point.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, as a club, we're all rooting for her, and
we appreciate it.
You know, we certainly miss her. You know, chiming in on our Zoom meetings and things like that. So hopefully she'll be back soon.
Yeah, she loves her koi, and she loves being part of this.
Yeah,
and she loves it when they win a trophy.
Oh, I know. So nice segue there, Doug. Trophies. Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about your part of the hobby where you started showing fish?
Yeah, after coming to the ZNA Potomac koi meetings and then going to the koi show, we wanted to try to see what it was like to show fish. So we entered, I believe it was in 09, we entered our first show. And didn't do too bad. But in 2010, we actually won a baby grand champion.
Very nice.
And kind of that was when the hook was set. You know?
You reeled you right on in.
Yeah. So after that point, we just expanded on it.
Right. So now, what's your best finish then for any of your kids?
Last year, I think was my best finish. We won Reserve Grand Champion.
So you mean the year before?
Yeah, the year before. That's right.
Yeah, last year.
I hate COVID.
Yeah, last year, unfortunately, we just had that exhibit, which, well, very nice. I'm looking forward to getting back to the show this year.
Yeah, it was our last live show.
Right.
You know, I did win Reserve Grand Champion for the show with a nice shiro we had.
Nice.
And I think we won Best Male. We won Adult Champion.
Nice.
And I'm not sure if it was we took a baby as well, but I took several top honors.
Nice.
And was very happy about it.
Nice.
We won several best in size and best in varieties as well. So.
Now, as an aside, you know, the Surrey are going to A this year, and that's all of them.
All of them?
Oh yes, all of them.
Oh, okay.
Shiro Surrey, he is Surrey, Kia Surrey.
They're all going to go to the
all
A
of
side.
them are going to be in A. Yep. That's a change we'll be making. Just found out about that at the president's meeting. That ZNA, ZNA International is doing that. So, although as you know, being vice president of the club, we'll vote on it, but ZNA International does it. We're going to do it. So
right.
We try to stay consistent.
Well, Shiros I can see going to the A side, but the He's and Keys have a hard time competing with the Shiros.
They can't compete against the Shiro anyway.
Yeah,
so
they don't. As a rule, they don't do well.
Well, and they're going to continue to not do well. So.
Because I like both he and Keys.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I've got them in my pond, and I like Shiros, but it's
hard to beat a good Shiro.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a Shiro.
Yep. So cool. And
assuming on the He's and Keys, either the key's not yellow enough all the way through, and they pink out a little bit once they're stressed, and the sumi tends to fracture a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
And spot out on them, so they just don't have that same clean finish look as your Shiros.
So speaking of shows, you, Mike Frady, myself, we're regularly the show chairs for our big show. Man, sometimes for the little show, and which I don't think we're having this year, but hopefully next year we'll get back to that. But what do you find the most challenging about those shows?
The most challenging about our koi shows?
Yeah.
Cleaning up.
Cleaning up, yeah. Yeah.
Setup is okay because we're always looking forward to the show. It's the knocking down and cleaning up after the show and washing all the tanks and getting everything put away again for the year.
That's the worst.
It's the hardest part to get motivated to do it and want to get out of there. And our show, because of the size, it takes us a couple days to get completely cleaned up and out of there. So
it's a big show, and we could definitely use some more volunteers. So if any of you are watching this, you want to volunteer, just contact myself or Doug. Come on out. Or believe me, we're happy to have you.
Some of the things I love about our show is meeting other members, meeting the judges, and people that come from all over, and getting to bench the koi, working inside the show ring. I just love it.
The best. That is the absolute best part of a koi show. I love benching. You get to handle all the fish, and you get to see them all, and talk with the rest of the benching crew. That's the best time. And then during the show, when you're bowling them up for the judges and listening to them talk about it, that is the best for sure. You get to be front and center with it all, and you get to hear a lot of different things about the quality of the koi and how nice they look, and different judging criteria, as well as I've gotten a lot of information about some of the better foods to feed my fish and what they really need to take care of them well. And that's a wealth of information.
Oh man!
Yeah, I highly recommend volunteering at a koi show. You'll learn more. You'll learn more volunteering at a koi show than you will learn from anything else.
Right.
I mean, you can have a pond and keep them all year long, and you'll still learn more than one day at a koi show than you did on it. Especially if all you're doing is reading the internet. That's my personal opinion. I'm a little opinionated.
I share it too. But if you ride, especially when we get the Japanese judges come in and you ride their coattails for a couple days.
Those guys are always amazing to talk to.
It's a wealth of information that I don't really find anywhere else.
Oh yeah, for sure. So Japan, have you been there? Are you planning on going?
Haven't been there yet. It's on my bucket list, and we'll have to see. Right now, my focus currently is just trying to get my wife well and past the sickness, and just get her strength back.
Right.
And just manage everything else. COVID's put a big hit on us, and her being sick this long has been a big hit. So.
Sure. Well, hopefully things will get back to normal.
I hope so.
As soon as possible.
I haven't been able to scratch my koi buying itch for a while.
Well, with that,
I saw all these really nice koi this fall.
How did you?
Oh man, I was looking at all kinds of stuff. It was like koi porn, and I could not buy anything. I was like, no.
Well, with that, I think we've covered everything we needed to cover, and I hope everyone has enjoyed our interview and our pond tour of Doug and Renee Silver's beautiful koi pond. And until next time.